All right, guys. So step 3 is pretty much setting up the design, customizing how AutoBidder looks. So most people who use AutoBidder, they're embedding it on a website. And so if you're embedding it on your website, of course, you want it to look like your website. It looks, like it belongs there. It doesn't look like it's standing out. Okay. So most of that's going to happen inside of the design page here. So on the design page, you have these different input types. You've got form container, service selector, cards, text input fields. Okay, these basically determine the design of each of the form inputs and form elements. All right. First, let me open up a demo here, or not a demo, but the AutoBidder page, and show you what we're working with currently. I'm going to make a few edits and just show you kind of how it works. All right. So here I select a few services. This is what they look like when they're selected. This is what the basic AutoBidder form looks like, right? You go through it, kind of basic, kind of bland, nothing really special or fancy about it, right? Well, go ahead and get quote. Just show you, so that way you know what the full, let me make sure I answered all these questions here. Okay. I'm just going to fill in some random info here. All right, cool. So this is what it looks like. It's not bad, but it's pretty basic. It's not the best. So how do we design, or how do we update this design? All right. Well, it starts by going to the design page like I was just on, and you can go through here. And one of the things I always like to do with multiple choice, I like to make the multiple choice questions side by side, or 50-50. That way it doesn't take up the full length. We'll make the image size, we'll keep it large, and then leave that like that. Now, one of the core things that I like to do here, the most important design editor feature, is the CSS editor down here. So let's just say for fun, let's say we want to go with the dark mode. Okay, so let's just say dark mode with neon green, rounded corners, glowing effect, and hovered or clicked. All right. Oops, I accidentally had a typo right here, but we'll see what happens. Hopefully it'll work. When you first generate the CSS code, it takes a minute because it's writing all this code. You can see that this is just placeholder content that you can see right here. Once the AI is done, it's going to fill this in. All right, cool. And then we're going to go ahead and click save. And now we're going to head back and refresh. Now, hopefully you remember what it looked like beforehand. So it's going to look quite a bit different here. Okay, cool. So now you can see how it looks now. Now, one thing I noticed right away is that this font is a little bit too dark. So let's go through and update that font. So I would say I'm going to go grab this CSS variable right here. It's the font on the service card. And I'm just going to say, make that title white. That way it's easier to see. Give it another second here to load. And that's the nice thing, you can come through and edit. Now, one other pro tip I would give you, if you struggle with this, you can actually come up here. And this is part of the reason we give you access to this CSS panel here. You can copy all of this, copy the variables too, take it into ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT or Claude or Gemini or whatever your favorite AI editor is, and just ask it to create the AI for you, for the design. And you can really get more nuanced designs because they have the chat interface. But with that being said, wait, let me make sure I click save. Okay, now let's head back. I'm gonna have to refresh it again because I didn't hit save. Okay, now you can see the font is white. It's a bit easier to see. It's blue when it's selected, which I'm not a huge fan of, but it'll be fine for right now. Now this is same thing. We'd want to make sure that we make this font for all of these questions white as well. So, and maybe I can open up a ChatGPT and just kind of show you what I mean. So let's go ahead and grab the CSS code, select all, head over to ChatGPT and say, review So I'm going to paste the code that was written by AutoBidder. And then I'm also going to come in here, and it's important that you give this context to ChatGPT as well. That way it knows what variables it's working with. Okay. And then so I'm just going to say, and then paste that in right there. All right, cool. So now give this a few minutes. It's going to review everything that I just gave it, and then it's going to go ahead and give me the updated code. I like to actually do it this way. Like I said, even though AutoBidder has an AI tool built in, it doesn't have the chat interface. So it's kind of a little bit more of a pain to work with it. Now, I do this at scale. I'm building AutoBidder for people all the time. So if you're doing this as a one-off thing, maybe it's not as big of a deal. So let's go ahead and click copy. We'll head back over to AutoBidder form, select all, paste. Okay, and now we're just going to go click save. Give it a few seconds. And one other thing too, looks like, yeah, the active background is, I'm not sure if the AI tool included that or not. So I'm just going to make that darker blue. And then let's go head back, refresh this. Now this part takes a little bit of playing around with to get it right. You know, okay. So, well, the blue part took, but it looks like there's an error with the CSS. I probably, I don't know, maybe I didn't copy it all correctly. Let's go give it one more try here. Well, I'm going to do it until I get it right, but let's just go ahead and select all this. It doesn't necessarily look right. But you know what? I forget. Okay. So when it just did that snippet, it only copied the text. It didn't actually do the full thing. So that's my fault on that. You see, there's a lot of different elements. All right. So we'll copy it. And this is what it has to be this way. That way your auto bidder doesn't look the same as the next guy's. I mean, that's the problem with some tools that are similar to auto bidder is that, like ResponseBid, for example, it's a good tool, but it all looks the same. I mean, really, the only thing you can edit is like the button color and some basics things like that. Once we get this looking good, I want to show you how to customize the icons next because that's the next huge part about it. Okay, cool. So it got rid of the dark mode in the background, but I guess that's fine for right now. Okay, now we'd want to make the multiple choice inputs white, but so far so good. Let's see, did I answer all these questions? Okay. You can see it highlights the pricing card when you hover it. Now, let's also, like I said, I wanted to also update the icons. So in order to update the icons to all have a matching style, that actually does take place inside of the formulas page. So each formula you set its icon at the formula level. So I'll start with the gazebo, okay? I like the way this current icon looks, so I'm just going to save it. Now you'll see this button that says AI Generate. You click that and it's going to bring you to the built-in AI Generate tool. And in this case, you can just say, I'm just going to say neon green, neon green. There's different icon styles. Let's see what it had for that. Yeah, let's go neon green vector. And then I'm just going to say pergola, and we'll generate the icons. This part can take a little bit of time because it generates 4 separate icons and you can choose the best one and then edit it from there. Oh, here we go. Okay. Not as good as the other design, but good enough for this demo, I guess. What I would want to do is I would probably try to get a few more prompts to get it looking more so how I want it to look. But let's go new batch, same style, and then I'll say, let's say roof cleaning service, generate the icon. Okay, so I guess maybe let's try something other than vector. Let's go neon green, 3D, oops. And then we'll say house wash. All right, give that a try. Okay, I guess that's decent enough. Now I'll just do those three as a demo, and now let's head back to the formulas. Now, of course, you'd want to do this with all of your icons, but just for the sake of time here, let's go back into this one. You click upload. You go over to my downloads. We got the pergola. Actually, that was supposed to be a gazebo, but it'll be fine for this demo. Okay, head back to formulas, then we'll go house washing, upload, house wash icon, save, and we'll go to roof cleaning. Okay. And then let's just go see how that looks. Probably not going to be great, but it'll be good enough for the, like I said, the demo. Now, what you'd really want to do is go through that a few times, because when you're using the AI editor, sometimes it takes a while before you get one that you really like. But you can see that's not great, but if you had them all looking the same, it at least looks better, right? Now, let's also do full screen cleaning. All right, here, let's go AI generate. Let's try a different style. Um, let's go with, um, let's go with hand drawn. Well, actually, let me do one more neon green. Cool. Cool cage. One thing I should mention, the AI icon editor is only available on the paid plans. You can create a couple icons on the free plan. I guess this will somewhat represent the pool cage closely enough. Let me just show you a different style though, so that way you get a kind of idea. Well, actually, let's go hand drawn neon green and see. And then for this one, let's do patio. Okay. So you might want to take this. It's like I said, you can tweak it. I think this would be fine, actually. I'll just go ahead and take that. Maybe I'll download this one too to serve as the pergola. And then we'll head back over to formulas. And then full screen, upload. Let's see if I can find that one. Yep, here we go. All right. Now we'll head back over to, let's say, I actually don't even have patio cleaning as an option. But hey, let's just add it in here, I guess, so that we save formulas. Let's turn these ones off for right now. Okay. And then let's go see how it looks with them all having a matching logo, or, semi-matching icons. All right. Now you want to make a few other updates. Let's say I want to turn the top bar off. We'll turn the progress bar off. And then go ahead and save that. Go into the design, and then maybe we'll just go with a greenish design. And you can change that font color, for that top text to be green as well. And then let's see here. Oh yeah, let's say make the button color green. Give me a second to load here. All right, click save. Okay, now we can head back over. All right, now you can see we're starting to get somewhere, right? Now you maybe want to make this is where you just do the tweaking, right? You might say, okay, I want this to be different. Make the font like darker when it's hovered, stuff like that. But so far, I mean, I'm kind of liking how it looks actually. Now these I probably want to go through and make the multiple choice darker. That way you can read it, or make the font white. You have different options, right? It's not set in stone how you have to do this. Let's just go through this again here and see how the other page looks. I'm just going to fill in the most random information. Okay. I'm liking how that pricing card's looking. You can see the font up here is green. The buttons are green. And yeah, guys, so I think that'll cover it for the auto booter design.